what? It still wasn't real
Yeah,
at that point.
yeah.
When you're even training on it,
Mhm.
you're training to go. It's like it's basically the equivalent of playing football, but it's no contact.
Yeah,
Like you're
yeah,
not getting a feel for the game. I
yeah.
mean, you're training, but at the end of the day, lessons learned on you don't know shit until you get into it.
Right,
You
exactly,
know, so
exactly. So, what's your first step after boot camp?
go to a school of infantry,
Okay.
which was also in Camp Pendleton, a little further north. You go there for about 3 months and learn your individual, and that's when I picked up the designation of 0311 rifleman, just
Okay,
stick rifleman. So
okay. Now as a rifleman, because I know I got some pictures, man. I know you had that grenade launcher.
okay,
There you go.
okay,
There you go. Hold on, let me get
good old
Yeah, buddy.
right.
That was it. We're gonna see the real thing. I got a couple shots of you. Uh, so you trained on that, you were proficient.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes. And I went in boot camp in 2002. I went through all that. I basically got into my unit in like November. I was there for like a month. We went on Christmas leave. We came back from Christmas leave like in January, and they're like, "You're going to Iraq." So that's when everything geared up and started to become real. We started to do a little more different training for those scenarios that
Yeah.
were out there and all that, and then just amped up training until, in preparation to leave, and then it was ship over to Kuwait.
And before we start talking about that, man, how did your family feel? How did your I mean, mom and dad and you got a sister,
Yeah, they
Joe?
yeah,
Yeah.
they were concerned, and I
Yeah.
think,
Yeah.
as any parent would be, I mean, especially having kids of my own now, I
Right.
think if any of them went there, I'd have a heart attack.
Yeah, right, right. And they probably didn't put it on you, man. Like you said, you only know the feeling because you have kids now.
But
But I'm sure they didn't tell you the fullness of the concern that they had for you and knowing that, hey man, we this is my son. I might not see him again. Bro, I could only imagine. I have kids.
right.
Knowing that it's a chance, man.
Mhm.
I might not see my offspring again.
Right,
That's gotta be hard, man.
right.
You go. What's your feelings as your because you guys didn't fly directly into Iraq, you,
No, we flew into Kuwait,
into
and
Kuwait.
it was, that was a weird experience because weirdly enough, we didn't fly on a military plane, we flew on a United, with stewardess and everything. While we got rifles and shit on the plane. They're literally doing signs, you know how they do the windows, like, in the back? They're like, "Put your rifle underneath." I'm like, "This is" they must have got trained for this. I don't think this is
No,
normal.
no,
This ain't
no,
normal, but
no.
yeah, so, yeah, they had to shut off the lights as we descended in Kuwait. They were telling us we could get RPG or Scudder going in, so they kinda put you on your toes as soon as we got close, and a
When
little
did it
further.
become real?
On the day we crossed the line of departure, my lieutenant got killed right in front of me.
And that was your lieutenant, man. Looking online and guys, you could anybody that's watching that's not privy to this, you can look this up and you can see that this was your lieutenant.
Yes, my
First casualty
very first person killed in ground combat on during
in
the whole.
Operation Iraqi Freedom, and
Mhm.
you knew him.
Oh,
I have a picture of him. I think I loaded up. I was trying to be very sensitive, man, because I didn't know like what uh that's him right there.
okay.
Yeah. Uh what did that feel like, man? What it
It became real.
Yeah.
I mean, both ways. I mean, when he got shot, I mean, our mission was to take, I mean, we went over it for weeks and weeks, take, the Mala oil fields was our mission objective in southern Iraq. And I mean, I could still draw up the terrain model to this day and tell you where every gas oil separator was and tell you where every building. I mean, we trained that thing in and out.
Mm.
And we went through, we hit a few snags once we went through the line and got into southern Iraq. We hit a few snags. We had one guy stepped on a landmine, blew off his toe. Gross. That was his name, Gross.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it was gross, but it was
Yeah.
gross. But yeah, toe went off on on a mine, and then we went through all these buildings, and they had to just leave. I mean, there was steam still coming off the coffee cups that were like at the tables and shit. You know, like
Wow.
they had to. So we got up, we went through the buildings, consolidated online, and so we're all online, securing the perimeter, and there's a bunch of refugees coming through, waving white flags, waving white flags. We're passing them by, come on through, you know. And then the four trucks waving a white flag, and they put down the flag, and it turns into an RPK machine gun, and they start blasting blindly, pop, 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 basically a drive-by, you know.
Wow, man.
And that's when that's when we returned fire, and freaking, you see the lieutenant laying on the ground, and all of us rage. I mean, these guys got out, and they got that was the first time I ever shot at anybody. Was that they
Yeah.
took out a bad guy in revenge. Shit, I was 22. I saw things and dealt with situations and stress and just every different animal you could imagine that people could go their whole life and not endure
Yeah.
that amount. And
Yeah.
that's basically what I felt about that. You know, it's like I hope my kids go their whole life without seeing it. You know, like you
Yeah.
don't want any stress on any level. We all got different stresses. We all got
Yeah.
different shit that goes through, and
Right.
I just hope it ain't as heavy as that was.
Yeah.
By the time they're 22, that's
Yeah.
just a lot to shoulder.
Man, love,
Bro.
man. Love, bro. I want to run through these pictures again, man, just so you know who you're dealing with, man. You're dealing with a beast over here.
Oh,
That's
God.
you guys, man. This dude is just an awesome guy, man. So much life experience, man, and I appreciate you. Hey guys, once again, man, this is the V and O.